everyone. This is for whenever you come across the video, but please know that since everyone is on different timelines, you'll probably come across it when it will be most helpful to you, eye-opening to you, relatable to you, etc., etc. Hope everyone slept well, had a great day, is going to sleep well. I wish you well on all of that. I don't know why you feel the need to share, but if you're having issues sleeping, you may want to start journaling. If you have a lot on your mind, sometimes when you write it down, your mind thinks, okay, I can relax now because I've gotten it all written down and I won't forget it. You can also write letters at night to maybe someone who made you sad or someone you want to apologize to or things of that nature. I'm going to ring the bell, so if it, you may want to lower your volume if you have ear sensitivity. Thank you so much for being here. Oh boy, here we go. I usually have incense going in the background, but today I was like just going right at it. And as I sat down, I'm thinking I should probably just do that. I did do a shuffle already from this morning's live that we had, but I'll go ahead and do it again on camera just so people can see that. Plus, we get some kind of the cards sometimes that are a little bit telling in a more relaxed way of explaining. We've got the goat, the greatest of all time, with deep waves. I don't know why I'm thinking of such an attractive individual at this point, but they have something to do with this. They could be a Capricorn as well. They could be tugging at your coat strings, trying to get in your purse. That's what they do when you go to the petting farm, right? The petting zoo. They're all in your business, right? And what happens after you tell them some of your business? They just kind of move on to the next visitor in that farm. We've got the vampire bat. Usually people are really scared of vampire bats. But in all actuality, spiritually speaking, they are actually quite positive. They navigate through the unknown, transformation guiding through personal change, the ability to move through fear and uncertainty with confidence. Intuition and sensitivity, highly social, trust your inner voice and instincts. In the Chinese culture, they're symbols of extreme good fortune, happiness, and longevity, representing the 5 blessings. And we've got the black hole, so definitely probably going through some kind of dark time right now, going through some kind of feeling of unknown. And maybe there's a need to detox of the people who are around you, who maybe kind of make you feel like you're living in a black hole. Someone could be trying to suck the life out of you at this point, sucking your energy dry. Well, that's not fair, is it? Got the treasure showing up at the top of that deck. What's at the bottom of this one? We've got the skeletons in the closet, USB. Someone is connected to other people through the skeletons in their closet. The things that they try to hide, the things that they don't want people to know about, the things that they've done that they're ashamed of. They have connections with other people with that. The skeletons in their closet is also what gives them the energy and the drive, perhaps. So I'm thinking about organizations or groups or clubs where require people to do some kind of something in order to prove that they are loyal to the club. That way these people have something to hang over their heads. That purse is really sticking out to me there. Right? They've got all those shoes stacked up to the wall. These look like all nice, really kind of like fur coats or something. Well, to be in our club, you have to, you have to do something to prove that we can trust you, because we've all done something that, proves that we can trust each other. They wear it as a badge of honor. This is what I did. What are you going to do? Each generation, it just gets sicker and sicker and sicker. We've got the goat and detox again. Someone needs to detox that Capricorn out of their life. Only keep in mind, use discernment. Just because you hear something on a channel doesn't mean that it's actually the right thing for you to do. Only you know what's right for you. Right? So if you've already had a sense that there was someone in your midst, maybe someone who walks around thinking that they are the greatest of all time, and they've got a little chip on their shoulder, they've got that attitude, and it's draining for you, or vice versa. You could be that person who walks around with a chip on your shoulder. You need to get rid of that. Maybe someone was trying to knock someone down a few pegs. Maybe they took someone's positive, cheery attitude as needing to be knocked down a few pegs. Why do you get to walk around so happy? Well, maybe someone's been through enough stuff that they've realized that maybe they don't want to live the rest of their lives being sad about it. Ever cross your mind? And you get to do the same thing if you'd like. You don't have to feel sad or upset or angry just because you experience some stuff. We've got the hornet's nest. Someone is mad. Someone is mad. They're protecting something that happened to them in their childhood, perhaps. We've got the armadillo. Armadillo, yes, they are definitely protecting something. Spreading their seeds around. Maybe they can't take responsibility for spreading their seed. They're upset and angry because maybe someone had their children and they weren't wanting to have children. Or maybe just not with you. So now they're mad about it. Well, take responsibility for your actions and you won't be so upset, folks. You could be dealing with someone like this, or it could be you. That's how these readings work. Or it could be someone who's around you in your energy who's dealing with someone like this, or it could be them. We got the skeletons coming back out in body art. Someone is expressing maybe their skeletons. Maybe they don't want someone to see the skeletons. The armadillo, they're very protective of their skeletons. And the moths. The moths are eating away at their protection. Their moths are attracted to your light, or perhaps you're attracted to someone else's light. And it makes you mad. It makes you angry. It makes you want to express your skeletons in your closet. Or you're afraid that someone who is of the light is going to expose your skeletons. And I'm going to say it again because it keeps coming up. If you've got skeletons in the closet, there are so many other people who's got the same skeletons in their closet. Get over yourself. Forgive yourself. Fix yourself. Right? The thing that's wrong with what you've done is you holding on to it and not taking responsibility for it. That's what's wrong with what you've done. There's help out there for everyone, if you choose to find it. Let's see what we're working with here. Where's the back? This is the back, I think. Back of the deck, we've got a plane. The plane was up here on our last reading that we did. Somebody is taking a flight. Someone might be flying, going over water. We've got the skeletons in the closet coming out again from the center of the deck. Oopsie, that's not there. That goes actually the split of the deck, doesn't it? Because that's what I'm doing. You guys see? We've got the buzz cut. Someone could have a buzz cut. We had the deep waves before, so maybe it's a duo here. The buzz cut. What professions have the buzz cut usually? We've got the body art coming out. Someone could have a buzz cut and body art. Someone is expressing themselves. Someone is trying to express about the skeletons in someone's closet. Someone's getting real close, perhaps, to exposing these skeletons in the closet. And it's freaking somebody the F out. They want to go on a trip. We've got the spider web, expressing the traps that were laid down. What is chaos for one is just a way of life for another. So I could be saying that, if you did something wrong, then just take responsibility. Well, maybe they do take responsibility for it, but they're boasting about it instead of being ashamed about it. But because they don't want anyone to know about it, they feel like they've got skeletons in the closet just because it's not a social norm. It's not normally accepted. I'm wanting to bring up the fact that we're in the age of Aquarius. If you don't know what that's about, please look it up. But we're in a totally new age than we were not so long ago. So the things that stayed hidden before are not going to stay hidden anymore. So if you don't want people to know about the skeletons in your closet, then do better, be better. Find a new social norm to follow. We've got the moth coming out again. Old ways. Moths usually show up with decay. They disintegrate super easy. They're very, very fragile and delicate. They come out at night usually. That's when they come out most. Yet they're attracted to the light, and sometimes the light in that case that they're attracted to is the very thing that causes their demise. Right? If you have those little bug zappers. I should do a little bug zapper card. We've got the armadillo here and the tumbleweeds trying to protect themselves. Did you know that there's two different kinds of armadillos? There's the 3-plated armadillo and the 5-plated armadillo. I forget which one can't. Oh no, 9-banded. I apologize. It's a 3-banded armadillo and the 9-banded armadillo. The 9-banded armadillo can't collapse itself, but the 3-banded armadillo does. It balls up, and the reason why it balls up is because they're hoping to get the predator's fingers stuck within the band so it scares it, or it will go ahead and make itself look like a ball to confuse its predators. So this card could I don't know why I can't figure out the word. Signify, mean, or whatnot, the need to protect yourself, set boundaries, or retreat to a safe place when feeling vulnerable. And we were just talking about the vulnerability of the moth. We've got the flat top. These are all male cards. Have you realized we had the short waves? I mean, there's women who have flat tops and buzz cuts and deep waves, but predominantly it's over history. I would say it's probably been more men based. And that may not even be true, folks, right? But in my mind, it was like, okay, these are all men hairstyles. So I'm thinking that this has to do with the male gender or the masculine gender. Just because that's what my mind was thinking. We've got the pelican, some sort of extinction or coming back from extinction twice. traffic cone. The pelican also was found by the they tried to get rid of the pelicans. The fishermen tried to get rid of the pelicans because the pelicans they felt were stealing their fish. Like, really? The pelicans that live by the ocean are stealing your fish? So because they had that mentality, they were trying to hunt the pelicans to the point of extinction. So in turn, they would use the pelicans to make purses, to make tobacco pouches. They would make flutes. They would use their eggs, of course, make powder puffs, all things to make ourselves look better or seem to be better people, when in actuality, you're making a whole, I don't know why I'm saying series or brand of animal to the point of extinction. And then, of course, the other time it was more pesticides when they were poisoning them and their eggs would crack and then they wouldn't develop. I'm thinking plenty of fish, maybe, also. Traffic cone, again, a card about boundaries. You can't go there, you can't park there, you can't go in that lane. There's construction being done. Maybe someone constructing some kind of, I don't know why I'm thinking evacuation, but extinction plot, trying to get rid of someone or something. We've got the hornet's nest again. You guys saw me shuffling the cards, right? The hornet's nest coming. If you take down a hornet's nest, the hornets are going to keep coming back to that nest looking for that nest until they realize the nest is no longer there. Kind of like the moth. It's going to keep attracting to the same light bulb because it's a light until the light turns off, and then it won't be there anymore. So there could be some kind of situation where there's people out there who are just coming to try to dim the lights of those who are of the light. Perhaps they're trying to wind them up to a place of a hornet to get a reaction out of them in some case. Notice these are all new energy cards as well. That's interesting. We've got the first pancake. They're going to try again. If they don't get it right the first time, they're going to keep on trying. This is probably what their skeleton is in the closet. Maybe they get a thrill out of making other people upset. Maybe it makes them feel better. Maybe they were made to be upset when they were little. Maybe they get a kick out of it. We've got the 9 card coming out, lesson learned. Lesson learned. That's the only thing I have on there, learning of a lesson. We've got the bandage. Maybe someone's trying to heal now. They're trying to cover something up. Again, with covering up with the bandage and the armadillo there. Maybe the moth has finally learned that you can't just keep coming for the light. Maybe it's seen enough of its friends get sucked in by that, I just said it, that bug zapper. Sailing away. So not only are they taking a plane over the waters, they're also sailing away over the waters. They're trying to get out any kind of which way that they can. Flat top over the waters. Maybe they have the whole idea that there's a flat earth. Maybe they're into conspiracy theories. Maybe they are a conspiracy theory. Maybe they're part of a conspiracy theory, considering we've got the Sasquatch coming out next. It's like very elusive. Maybe this person likes to come and go as they please. Maybe this person is a fisherman, considering we're talking about the fish on the pelican, and then we've got the boat here. Again, with the plenty of fish. Website. Maybe the Plenty of Fish or the maybe the dating apps is their hunting ground. Did you see it? Did you not see it? The Sasquatch. People are taking photos of the Sasquatch. Is it a real Sasquatch or is it just a fake picture of a Sasquatch? What is a Sasquatch? Is it a real person that just has a hair issue? I don't know. They're not accepted by society, so they kind of go off and live in their own little community. We've got cheese. There's a hole in somebody's story. There's a hole in someone's finances. Could have something to do with Switzerland. We've got the DNA. Could have something to do with someone's parents, someone's ancestry, someone's lineage. Maybe it's just in their DNA. Maybe it's in their DNA to be someone who's on the hornet-like side of things. Maybe someone's trying to control that kind of behavior. Are you hearing me? Someone needs to listen. Listen closely, in one ear, out the other. Inner voice, active listening. Are you hearing the message? Something or someone's trying to get your attention. It could be a family member trying to get your attention. Maybe this family member is in some kind of trouble, but they don't want to say too much about it. They just keep trying to deal with the problems that arise. All the while, they're probably just being trapped or ensnared by somebody who would be likely to wear a flat top or a buzz cut, and they're just being hunted and being set up by these people. It's quite ballsy if you ask me. It's a bag of balls. Again, not understanding their personality, taking the plunge, using something for what it's not meant to be used for, taking advantage of the opportunity, something that's being done in the dark, and trying to cover that fact up. That's the key. Someone's wanting to relax. Someone is wanting to or has the means to open up a locked situation, to open up something that's going on behind the door, to open up the closet. And they don't want it exposed. We've got bangs. They're in regret. Instant regret with getting the bangs done. Could have something to do with a Taurus. Someone could be very stubborn. Yeah, they're regretful of it, but they're stubborn also. Maybe they're stubborn with the money. Maybe they're stubborn with the boundaries. To their detriment. We've got long hair. Someone could have long hair, wants long hair, or they've been doing this a long time. They've been in regret for a long time of what they've been doing to a Taurus, perhaps. Maybe it's a long family lineage of things, of upsetting the apple cart, protecting their young, laying the groundwork for their babies. We've got road rage here. Someone is super upset, super angry. They come across one way in public, and then when they're on the road, they are a nightmare. Can't control themselves. Screaming and yelling at people who can't even hear them. So maybe they're the type of person that they just get set off so easily that they allow people on the road to get them upset, to get their goat. They've been angry for a very long time. Have you ever cut someone off? Just saying. Have you ever had, like, you were gonna get over in a lane and then you looked and you didn't see anyone and then you went over in the lane and someone honked at you and, oh, I didn't see them. They were in my blind spot, right? Or did you ever, like, need to reach for something in the seat next to you and your car went over just a little bit and you're like, oh, whoops. I mean, have you always been a perfect driver yourself? Have you never caused anyone else to get a little scared on the road because of your decision in driving? I mean, it goes both ways. If you see it happen, then you've probably done it too. So how are you mad at someone else? Because you were in their blind spot, right? This is a female. Either it's happening to or it's a female that's doing it. We've got a female who's ballsy. Maybe they learned a lesson. Oopsie. We've got a carriage here. Empty dreams. Stuck in the road. There's no horse here so far. So it's like, how are we going to do it? You're going to have the bull pull your cart? We've got the number 3, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, or the mind, body, and soul. Or you're living on the earthly plane. Maybe you're psychic and you have some connection to the Most High, or maybe you're completely in a direct connection to the Most High. Maybe you're living more of an earthly life where finances and materialistic ways are the way that you would prefer to live. Maybe that's what someone's idea of life is. Maybe going on trips, cruises, vacations. That's the life. That's their dream. That's what they want to do. Taking trips across the states or across the country lines. We've got 2 cards coming out. Balding and Butterfingers. Letting something slip between your fingers. Vulnerability about this regret. Something that's elusive. Something extinct or almost to the brink of extinction, but has come back again. Waiting. This is a little dog waiting for their little fruit, not their fruit, their treat ball, knowing that they're going to be able to have it soon if they're just patient enough. We've got the compass here. What direction do you go in while you're waiting? Hopefully it's north. We've got the piggy bank. Which way is the piggy bank? Someone could be trying for some goal. Maybe they're trying to feed their future and they're not hearing the fact that someone is upset and angry because they're not getting the money that was promised to them or due to them. They've been waiting a long time. Maybe this person comes from a long range of people who have been wealthy in their family. And they're irritated that it's not happening for them. So they're trying to force their way. We have the road rage. We've got hornet's nest. We've got the traffic cone here. We've got the pelican. Regret with the bangs. We've got the Sasquatch that needs to hide, just like we've got the skeletons in the closet needing to hide. Maybe someone's hiding their family. Maybe the family is telling them you need to go in a different direction. We've got the top hat here. Conservative. This is not a good picture of a top hat. Someone who feels a little dapper. Someone of high class or wants to appear to be high class. Top hats are pretty extinct at this point, right? We don't ever really see people wearing top hats anymore unless you're some kind of entertainer. We've got dice, someone taking a gamble with someone's finances. Maybe it's old money that someone took a gamble with their empty dreams. We've got the sun here. Something's being highly exposed. Perhaps it means that some sense of sunshine is coming. And we've got this ring here. Maybe someone's going to propose. The strength of the pelican returning, the Sasquatch, elusive, regret, vulnerability, and you let it all slip through your fingers. This commitment, this relationship. Or maybe someone is all of these things and they're dealing with a ring of some sort. Halfway, taking a nap, taking a break, halfway exposed. We've got the butterfly here. We've got two cards. Transformation of the monkey see. I don't know why I was thinking monkey see, monkey do, but this is the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Transformation. Maybe someone is changing their ways of being a part of this whole program and they're deciding that they don't want to be in that anymore. Because of all the skeletons that are racking up, they're running out of room or space in their mentality in order to deal with these things. They're being someone that they don't even recognize anymore because they're so full of rage. We've got the mustard seed here. All you need is an amount of faith as a mustard seed. Maybe someone has that much faith in order to be able to get out of a situation where they are the victim or the targeted person in the situation like this. And they're just happy to be still here to have that opportunity to make things right. Maybe this person keeps on doing this over and over again, thinking that whatever it is that they're doing on the repeat is going to result in some kind of finality or completion for them. It's been a long road, a long discovery, a long direction that they've been going in. Mr. Hyde, right? Two faces, really nice on the street, but a nightmare on the road. We've got the vampire back coming out again. We already discussed what that was about. We've got the black hole. Able to navigate through the darkness. Cleaning things up with the broom. Maybe someone's jumping the broom. Maybe they're of African descent. We've got the hydrant, an overwhelming amount of emotions here. Puts out fires, fun to splash around in. New York streets, could have something to do with the New York. Oh, the dogs pee on it. But there's plenty of water there in order to put out a fire, right? In most cases, unless you live in LA. Could have something to do with LA as well. We've got a house in the hills. Cleaning up an emotional decision based on a couple that lives in the hills, a house in the hills of some kind of wealth of people who live in the hills. Could even be Hollywood Hills. I don't know much about New York, but are there hills in New York? With some creeper. Someone who attaches themselves or attaches their kids onto other people in order to prosper. Maybe somebody was using someone else in order to be able to make sure that their kids would be taken care of. And in turn, if their kids are taken care of, then they're thinking that they're going to be taken care of. I find it interesting. We have a lot of the new energy cards, all the black and whites in here. So we got to add more color to that for sure. adding more details to a scenario or a situation, and it's like the same story on repeat, folks. I know it's just every day that we do this, and it seems like things don't change, but just like building a hornet's nest, right? Each day or each effort that you put into it, something's got to change. It just gets bigger and bigger. Literally every little hexagon inside the hornet's cage has a little baby hornet in it. I had to take one down while it was being made because it was very small, and I'm like, I better do something now about it before it gets too much. And then I lit an incense to some kind of fragrance. I think it was citronella or something that hornets don't like. I did a search on it. And I was able to evacuate the situation, and the hornet ended up eventually not coming back. And I felt so bad for the hornet coming back and say, where's my babies? Where's my babies? And I was so sad. But I mean, I couldn't have a hornet's nest there, right? Got to protect your space. We have a troll. There could be a troll watching right now. Someone could be trolling your life, like we were talking about in the beginning, the cut of the cards, when someone comes in and wants to know how you're doing, but then they have nothing to say about it. They just want to hear the news or the information. They show some kind of concern. 6 is about family and stability, but they wanting to upset. They're hoping that your family and your stability is kind of upside down. Hello, why aren't you saying anything to me? We've got healthy healing here. We have something that was seen but is no longer seen. Maybe someone's finally realizing that this person is like that, and so they're not going to really conversate with them anymore or not tell them so much stuff anymore. Or maybe they'll be certain to tell them certain things to see what happens. Maybe they'll change the story just a little bit to see. Someone is concerned. Someone's going to keep talking about someone's instability when they've probably gone through some kind of healthy healing. Well, that's wonderful. Keep on healing. And maybe if this person is still talking about it, then maybe it would behoove you to maybe send an apology or recognize that this is just part of someone's story and they have every right to talk about it if they'd like to. About someone's family. Be smart about your family. Maybe listen to what your family's saying to you. Maybe they've got some good ideas. Maybe you need to be smarter than you have been in dealing with a karmic or a karmic family. Karmic is negativity. Could have something to do with the name that starts with D, middle initial or last name. Could be a nickname as well. Could have something to do with a Leo. Either you're a Leo, they're a Leo, or the karmic family has a Leo family member in it. Maybe there's a karmic Leo in the family. Wanted to, with that being said, you can get a free chart done. I'm not affiliated with the site, but it is Astro Cafe. Astro Cafe. They do free birth charts. So if you wanted to get your birth chart done, it's really helpful in understanding your life path, where you've been, where you are, and where you're headed. So if you look at your north node especially, that is where you are trying to get to. That is the place where you're trying to be. So you can work towards that. If you look at your south node, it shows you where you were, right? Perhaps where you started the life. So when you're wanting to like kind of be done and learn the lessons of this life, you look at your north node, if I'm explaining that correctly. Inspiration. Hopefully what I'm saying right now is an inspiration to some. In reading that chart, sometimes it's helpful to understand that it is what it is. I mean, the way the planets were aligned at the time of your birth, where you were born, it kind of helps explain. It's like, you know what, sometimes things are out of your hands. Sometimes it's just the path that we're meant to take. Sometimes it just explains, oh, that's why I went through that. And then it gives you the freedom of like being upset about it because it is what it is. It was meant to be that way for whatever reason. I do have to say, sometimes in the beginning of the paragraphs, it will talk about the moon, it will talk about Saturn and how it crosses with this other, and it's a lot of language that doesn't really mean or understand. I didn't understand. I mean, I know what it means, but it's like, it's a lot of language that kind of interferes with the message of what comes after that. So there may be, even that could be telling in this story. Maybe someone is getting the message convoluted, and they're being overwhelmed by the details of things they don't understand versus just going along in the paragraph or the situation or the darkness or the unknowing of things to get to the next part. Don't let what you don't know or don't understand hang you up. Don't let it get you to a point of road rage. We've got the number 1 here, which was in our last story. We've got boundaries. Someone is lacking boundaries, crossing boundaries. We've got the letter R upside down. R, so what's the opposite of R? Mine, yours. And controlling upside down. You're not controlling. No boundaries. You need to put more boundaries in place against the trolls, against the people that just want to know what's going on in your life but have nothing to contribute. They just want to know the drama. They want to know the information to be able to smear the storyline. You're not controlling the narrative, folks. So sorry. Look at your birth chart. astrocafe.com. There's a lot of sites out there that will do them for free for you. You can find the one that is most legible and easy for you to understand if you'd like, but in my opinion, just go past the planets, the alignments, and how they cross and the degrees or whatever, and then get to the part where it just explains it in normal conversation. We've got this cheese coming out again. Someone's like probably just smiling in your face. And face comes out with the drama. We were just talking about the drama. We've got someone doing or not doing magic. Someone's not working. The magic's not working. Oops, it wasn't a mistake, folks. It wasn't on accident. Someone's wearing wolf's clothing. They're just being a spy. As we were just talking about the troll. We've got a flame here. Could be an old flame. Someone's wish is not being granted. We've got magic out here twice upside down. The magic's not working and they're screaming about it. They're upset. We've got the cheese almost hidden in no time. Maybe the hidden money is gonna come in no time and you're gonna be like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? Compromise is being hidden. These are blanks. What's this? Juggle is upside down. The mirror. Mirror. Juggling the reflection that they see of themselves, and then those are blanks. Road rage. Just put yourself in the situation of the other person. I know it might have scared you, and sometimes when we're scared, we'll like get out in like a rage because you're scared or you don't understand something. That's what rage usually is. That's what anger usually is. Something you don't understand, something you don't get, something that scares you, puts you in a place of vulnerability. So it's either fight or flight. What are you going to do? So the road rage is like that fighting mentality. Try to find yourself in a place where you can just be. Navigate through the darkness of what that rage is. Instead of acting out and having yourself look stupid. I'm sorry, but people who get in that rage state, they just look dumb. It's like, seriously, you can't control yourself? Get help along the way so you know how to control that kind of feeling. It's a normal feeling, but you have to learn what to do with it. Right? It's there to tell you something. It's telling you you're upset. It's telling you that you're vulnerable. It's telling you that there's something not right. It's a signal in your biology. And just because your parents didn't know how to deal with it, or they lashed out, or they chose not to learn how to deal with it, doesn't mean that you're out of the responsibility loop of trying to do the things for yourself you need to do in order to make yourself not look stupid. I don't know. But there's someone who's learned a lesson with the number 9, and then we've got the number 1 that came up here, so that's nice. That's starting of a new cycle here. Perhaps someone is realizing how to adjust the temperature, so to speak, so that their first pancake comes out, or their second pancake and progressive pancakes come out better than the first one did. Maybe it's a first child, and the parents did better with the next children that came out. Regardless if you were the first pancake or the last pancake, you still have responsibilities. These pancakes are going to nourish the family. And then the family card also came out here. So it could have something to do with an entire family up in arms about something. Trying to protect the baby. Oh, how could you do that to my child? Well, maybe it was your child that did it. Your child is what created the drama. Your child is the one that didn't know how to deal with their emotions. Your child is the one that couldn't navigate in the darkness. Ever consider that? Just saying. And I'm looking at the truth card over there sitting. Anywho, with that being said, you guys, I hope you make it a great day. There's always something good in every day that can be found. It's just up to you to find it, just like it's up to you to take care of yourself. Take care. I didn't want to be here this long.